Thanks for the opportunity to introduce our proposal regarding plastics awareness. I'm John Grayling from the Department of Computing Science at Nelson Mandela University. The proposal focuses on the challenge of plastics in the ocean, but it also involves two other aspects. The concept of the shortage of software development skills, which goes with that the idea of problem solving and logical thinking, as well as involving a local art project where kids that otherwise could not afford it receive quality art classes on a weekly basis in the city. The original problem that my student and I addressed was the fact that software development is one of the most sought after skills in South Africa and most of the world. While that is the one fact, the second fact is the reality that we often go to schools in townships and rural areas trying to convince kids to become software developers, but then they don't have any computers. So we need to show them computing or programming without having a computer at hand. The theoretical base of our project was based on educational theory that says concrete activity, playing and learning, problem solving and scaffold learning are the best ways of educating kids. And the kids that we mainly focused on were from 8 to about 12, 14 years, although our tool has been very effective with kids up to 18 years old. So in 2017, Byron Batterson, as part of his honours, so that was his honours project, developed a mobile app called Tanks, which makes use of puzzle pieces and an app on a phone to introduce coding to learners. The basic premises of Tanks is the following. The user gets a challenge on the mobile phone or device where the tank needs to be moved to a specific destination. Puzzle pieces with different commands like move forward, turn left, turn right, etc. are used to build the solution as a tangible solution, something you can touch. So it's physical puzzle pieces. The user then takes the phone, takes a photo of this code, and through image recognition the code is then internalized in the phone, executed, and the tank actually moves on the screen to its destination. Since launching the app at the end of last year, we've done workshops across the province and as well as the country with kids playing with tanks. We've reached 1,200 kids in these few months, and you can see the feedback has been kids enjoy the challenge of logical thinking. They enjoy being able to play on the phone, but also being able to interact with other kids in groups. And obviously it's a lot of fun because there's a lot of gamification worked into the actual app. The second project I want to quickly introduce is the Artombo Art Project, which has been running in the city for about 4 years, in which kids from disadvantaged areas are brought to quality art classes on a weekly basis. Mrs. Renee Brisley is a well-known art teacher in the city, and she then helps the kids to work over a period of 2 to 3 months on one painting. These are some examples of the artwork which the kids produce, always very high quality artwork. To sustain the project, each art piece is sold for 400 Rand, which pays for one kid's classes for one term. During June we were invited to exhibit in Germany and Norway, where probably between 20 and 30 paintings were sold to the public. So the project we're proposing is a combination of the Tanks app as well as the Artombo artwork. The new project is called Boats, which was created in March, April, when we were invited to go to Europe and realized that the Tanks theme, because of its security relationship, would not be very popular in Europe. So we created the board game called Boats, which aims at educating the player on plastics in the ocean. It also uses the coding concept, but up to now it's been a board game. An important part of the boats board game are 48 playing cards that makes use of the paintings from the Artombo project, and the playing cards have different facts, etc., regarding plastics in the ocean. So the focus here is, while the kids are playing, they interact with the playing cards and they learn about plastics in the ocean. Within the next week or so, we will be launching our Boats app, which simulates the board game. It's a two-player game where kids also interact using code, as similar to the tanks, but in this case they need to remove plastics from the ocean, and as they play they will be asked questions to which they can respond, and this will also then once again inform them on plastics on the ocean. The first version of this app will be only for Android devices. May I quickly introduce a few possible rollout plans? It would be wonderful if the Boats app could be branded as a SPAR dedicated app, and SPAR thus takes ownership of the app. We can equip and train young people, teenagers or young unemployed youth, to visit schools, introduce boats to the kids, and in that way also inform them about plastic. All these workshops could be presented inside retail stores. These little cards could be produced that simulates the board game cards, but also has the commands that interact with the app on them, and they could be distributed to the public at point of sale. The kids could cut out the commands and then interact with the app. The cards could also be introduced in, for example, cereal boxes, where the kids can collect different cards and also get the commands that they need to interact with the app.